So the tricep muscle is on the back. So if the tricep muscle concentrically contracts, the tricep is actually going to help extend the elbow. As it concentrically contracts, it extends the elbow, and it also provides extension of the shoulder too. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but you might even see some folds here on the tricep. And as I go back more, you might even see it fold more at the shoulder, which means it's not on stretch right now. It's actually concentrically contracting. So it's using the pulley system to extend the elbow and then also extend the shoulder. Now, as the tricep concentrically contracts, the bicep is going to eccentrically contract and be put on stretch. So where the bicep was concentrically contracting before and folding, as it's flexing the elbow, as the tricep does work now, and concentrically contracts, it's going to put that bicep on stretch. And instead of there being folds on the tape or the bicep muscle, you're going to actually see more of a stretch of it. So now when I extend the tricep, you'll see the bicep muscle or the tape actually will look like it's being stretched out. Now, this weight is light enough for me to pull the load, even in extensions. Heavy, more heavy, it's heavier in extension, harder for me in extension than it is with flexion, but I can still pull the load. Now, if I get a heavier weight, and I do this, and I hold, this is like 20 pounds. And now I can still flex, it's hard. I can still concentrically contract, so my bicep's still strong enough to do the work for 20 pounds. If I try to do the work, let's just keep on the bicep. If I try to do this and I try to move it, I can't move it anymore. It's too heavy for me. So that is considered an isometric contraction. When the biceps pulling, the triceps pulling, and there's no way for the muscle to lift the load anymore. It's actually stuck. I'm actually stuck. I'm like, I can't go anymore. That's considered an isometric contraction. It's not concentric, it's not eccentric, but it's actually considered isometric because I'm there. That's considered isometric. This is considered isometric. I can't get there anymore with the extension. It's too heavy for me. That's considered isometric, where both muscles, the bicep and the tricep, are actually fixed in position and they can't move either direction. That would be considered an isometric contraction. So concentric, shortening, the muscle on the opposite side is the eccentric. It's allowing lengthening of that muscle to allow the load to be lifted. And that's of the bicep. Tricep, concentric, tricep, the load's light enough, the bicep's allowing for an eccentric contraction of the bicep to allow the tricep to lift the load. Isometric, load's now too heavy. Can't lift it anymore, so it's fixed. I can also do this. This is an isometric contraction. Too heavy for me to go any higher. So I'm gonna hold it there. I'm gonna hold it for like 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm gonna bring it down. So that would be considered an isometric contraction of which is called the deltoid. I can do this here. It's about as high as I can go. I'm just gonna hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could try to go higher, that's fine, but even if I go higher, even if I can, and this is, I decided to just hold it there. That's still isometric contraction. There's no movement going on with the bicep or the tricep. It's basically at a fixed position. And that kind of helps explain the concentric, eccentric, isometric contractions for the muscles. Cool?